Hello everyone, oh fuck, it's me, Leetin. We're playing more Friendsim and another great character. I know Marvis is like my favorite cause horny, but wait, friends? Yeah, we already saw this. Anyway, we actually have other. There's actually the only people I like. Let's see, Sarava I like. Who are like my favorites? Sarava. These two, I love these two. Marvis, Daria, and Lank because trans. Yes, this is it, fellas. Another night of laughter and camaraderie. Another night of joy and communion with those totally normal teens who would never. Are you just kidding? You're still on, Antonio. You just know one of these miserable chuckle fucks around here somewhere, waiting for the exact moment to indulge you with another disgusting dose of friendship. Who is going to be the author of your destruction of this cursed evening? I love Daria so much because she's a goth girl. I love Daria. She just has a special place in my heart. And Nike's kind of cool because of the accent I give her. Your feet drag as you walk, every limb heavy and slow, and your thoughts are cloudy and dull. Your palm has filled with unanswered tasks. You feel guilty about this in the back of your mind where you're feeling like a cram together because of the front mind is so busy being lethargic and numb. Being a bad friend goes against the core tenements of your beliefs. But answering text just seems too much effort. You're not sure where this particular malice came from, and your just unusual friend being animus that drives you still there, but it doesn't feel strong enough to overcome how tired you are of everything else. You can't quite remember how it feels to care that much about companionship and camaraderie. In fact, right now, you can't remember how it felt to care much about anything. Your thoughts drift to fantasies, driving your car to the ulterior desert till you run out of fuel, perhaps letting the sun have its way with you. It could be a part of the feeling that you're amazing friends you're all to make, and there's a little left for you to do on this planet. It could be weeks of trauma catching up and sinking into your depression to protect you all from thinking about it all. Either way, it just feels like so much effort to do anything, and you sort of welcome oblivion of it. Sort of right now, offer a sweet embrace. Your listless walking is taking you into a familiar neighborhood. Oh, this rural empire town. Your smiles and reminisce sweet memories, speaking to the beams of sunlight through the fog of your apathy. Not far here is Malik's Hive, with all its high equipment, charming upper middle class atmosphere, entitlement, and complacence, mixed with vaguely socially aware concern. Although you've seen pictures of it on Chitter, you know that Rameli's hipster art studio Hive is also in the neighborhood. And one block is our daughter's place, which gave you gruesome and troubling introduction to alternative social norms. One taught you love, one taught you patience, one taught you pain. Or something like that. Yeah, Daria song! The song's name is, the title's too long, but the hive you're closest to is actually L words, and as you shamble closer, you realize that a lot of other trolls seem to be converging here too. Fishing out your palm house, you see that the unread messages from L words, invitation to party every place. Like around you feel the flame of your old desire to be a great killing in your heart. There are plenty of trolls who you haven't met, plenty of opportunities for friendship. The now roaring fire in your belly feels a little artificial, like someone's injecting you with friend-making hormones to flat out the regular human melancholy. But you're not going to complain because it's vastly preferable. As you're walking briskly towards Elward's hive, you spot a troll lurking in the shadows by Elward's back door. Curious, you approach and you spot the jade green in her outfit. Although it's not much of her blood color in comparison is what most trolls seem to sport, because you're most likely wearing black and spikes, black spikes. I love you. It's you. Guess it makes sense you'd be here. You're probably friends with Elward, huh? Whatever. Yeah, you're friends with Elward, but you didn't come here for the party. You're just in the neighborhood. You're trying to mimic Daria's disaffected slouch. It's not hard since you just channeled you from about 60 seconds ago, who's very disaffected indeed. From the approving arch of Daria's eyebrow, you think you're doing a pretty good job. Yeah, parties are lame. Most parties are anyway. This one might be cool. Elward's pretty cool. She's blushing. I mean, she seems alright. I don't think she's that cool. I just think her hair and clothes and personality just don't completely suck at all. You tactfully don't comment on the green blush to Dora as she's talking about outward, nor the way she keeps glancing at the door like she's hoping someone will invite her in. She's clearly trying to sneak into this party and doesn't have an invite. When the branch snaps in the bushes, Daria startles and looks around shiftily. You wonder if she's supposed to be in here all the way. I'm not a baby like Wanchi, so what if I snuck out? The cloister rules are so lame. Branya's so lame. Can't believe Elward used to hang out with her, but I guess she hadn't befriended Branya, then I never would have met her. It's hard to meet non-jaded blood Jadebloods in the caverns. All the time, you're underground with nothing but lucii and grubs, all the same stupid jades every day. It sucks down there. Doria's imitation grub horn bracelets clunk as she folds her arms in her chest. Her heavy makeup makes it look like her eyes has twin black holes, where a sense of fun and caring about things might go to die. She gave you a wide contrast for how bright I talked about the caverns with the peace and quiet safety that offer compared to alternative surface. Other than that time Leetin nearly killed you in the cave, and last time you were nearly trampled by rampaging Lucis, you remember liking the caverns. Pfft, you would think that. Don't know why I thought you might be cool. You might be friends with Elward, but you're also friends with Bronya and Lanera, the two most boring trolls on this planet. You can't help but feel slightly defensive of your friend. Sure, Lanera, but you wouldn't call her boring, and Bronya is very fond of rules, it's true, but she can hang. Whatever. This conversation's dumb. I don't care if you can get me in the party. Nothing matters anyway. Just make your stupid choice and get on with it. Anyway. Maybe this is pretty cool, so. I thought maybe suggest she goes home. Think about the Jadeblood caverns that got you missing them. The quiet monotony, the cute little grubs, the dank air and darkness. You can't think of a better place to lie down and have a depression nap, perhaps even depression coma. You straighten out your ass, just help Barney with her clothes up Prina Barney how cool or lame she is. The cloister rules probably exist for a reason, right? Maybe the two can go back to the caverns together? Ugh! Fine, be a goody two strut pod casements. Go somewhere else where it's not so lame. Fuck. Lame. Fuck. I missed my chance. Party hard. What the hell? It's not your job to keep everyone online. It's not like you have a great understanding of why even the older J-Bloods need to stay underground. Anyway, Doria wants to secret the parties and get in trouble. Who are you? Just so you know. Doria expresses no pleasure. She didn't get her no party. She just shrugs and rolls her eyes. You shrug and roll your eyes back. You play the role of a disaffected teen with the best of them. You take her around the front door where you're looking forward to see Elward again. When you meet her, she didn't have nearly as many friends as you do now. In retrospect, you know you came off as kind of sycophantic. Wouldn't it be great if you could introduce Elward to the new popular knowledgeable you? As you're walking to her steps, a huge shadow dwarf she always looks like. You look up to see Chahu, of all trolls, grinning above you. Fuck. Hey, little one. I remember you. And who was this new little one you got with you? Chahu switches her interest from you to Doria, grinning down at her. Doria isn't huge for J-Blood or anything, but she seems absurdly tiny with Chahu looming down at her like that. Her face remains impassive and bored, but she scuffs one big black boots to the ground and twists one of her spiky angler bruises to her wrist. Cute. Don't see many little jades outside the caverns. I've always found greenies fascinating, so devoted to the continuation of the species. What a holy mission. Jed moves slowly and lazily like she has, oh my god, Doria, like she has all the time in the world and no conceivable reason to rush, and reaches out to pat Doria's shoulders. She lets her hand linger, one claw resting around Doria's neck. Ain't it a dangerous proposition to be so far away from your green brothers and sisters, unless you hide something there in those pretty veins? A slimy chill runs down her spine. Doria seems frozen with a spot, staring straight ahead at Chad's bosom in front of her. You think Chahu is joking, but it can be hard to tell, with clowns. Their humor is just more highbrow than everyone else's. Just joking. This looks like a good party, even if Elward's too blasphemous for my taste sometimes. See you both, little ones, inside. And then she tumbles away, bending down to duck inside the door of the party. You hear party sounds, music and laughter and clicking drinks, and what could be the sound of someone being murdered, which qualifies as party noise on this planet. Then the door swings open and you, Doria, look at each other. Doria's heavy makeup can make it hard to read her expressions, but you still tell she's rattled. You know what? It looks like this party's filled with flame conformers. All these hidebloods that bury into the system do what they're told, even no word. If you find something better to do somewhere else. Yeah, tell with this party. You're down to find your own fun, especially if that means not putting Doria in the way of potentially murder-happy clowns. As you saunter away from the party, you realize that Doria's looking at you expectantly. Well, you've got this reputation of being all conventional and weird and rebellious. Everyone seems to think that you're totally fucking with the convention society or whatever. So you got any suggestions for cool shit to do? God, you sure felt a lot of pressure to be quirky since word has spread about your manic pixie dream alien ways. It's not like you're trying to be a vehicle for characters to project onto us to get character growth inside of those already while you impulse to stay carefree and somehow you yourself negative or it seems to sometimes be like that. Anyway, retire. As daunting have a punk teen expecting to come up with you suggesting for cool stuff. You have a feeling she's just gonna shoot down whatever you suggest. Rack your brain trying to think of anywhere where your many adventures with Daria might like. Your think pan comes up with zilch and squat. You're scared to look boring. Confessing that you can't think of anything is probably an option if you want Daria to be your friend, and exhausted and delusion as you feel with your socialite routine, you feel like her and you want to bond. Well, what are you gonna do? You tell the Daria that you have no ideas for cool things on the planet because everything on this planet is lame. But she's from here. Does she know any non-lame places to go? Ugh, I told you I'm stuck on the ground all the time. It's not my fault that I'm literally sheltered and never get to do anything fun. Oops, maybe this is the wrong approach. She seems pissed at you. Then Daria sighs loudly and crosses her arms from her chest. I do know the one place is pretty alright, I guess. Better than here anyway. It's far though. Not a problem. You got wheels. You're walking around the neighborhood because, well, you felt lifeless and glum that your car needs alien fuel, which you've been reluctant to ask someone how to get because you don't want to be told how it runs grub grease or something like that. But now you have purpose again, and now you're more willing to provide transportation and service every day for a Friendsim goal. You take the ride to your car parked a few blocks away. She directs you where to go. You drive through the neighborhood after neighborhood to the yellow slums where you met your follicle and crop realm, the busy urban sector where you had adventures with Takora, and the austere indigo blend cafe where Gallic lives. Eventually, the building gets sparse, and you think of how you were yearning to drive out into the barren landscape and not die, maybe, but stop. Just let it all in. You don't think the ride could take you all the way out here just for you to both meet sweet oblivion, but who knows? Trolls be kind of hard to predict. Just when you think you've reached a point where there can't be any more city or suburbs left, a rubble of massive old buildings come into view. Almost like it's a miniature version of the main Alternian city that you're used to, except it's all abandoned, mostly ruined. Nothing here looks almost inhabitable. Rumor has it that some of the trolls who lived here pissed off the condescendants, so she killed the whole town. That would have been way back in the day. It's ancient history now. If there are any survivors, I guess they'd either be dead or up in space. Anyway, all these buildings are kind of sick. There's never anyone else here into that. You drive until she tells you to stop in front of a huge crumbling building. Even though this thing is a half god, you can still tell it's a mall. It seems a little different from the mall you visited with Polypa, even aside from the fact that it's totally dark and there's no one inside. More old-fashioned, like one of your familiar Earth malls. Every dystopian movie ever has taught you to be extremely wary of abandoned malls, and you feel pretty nervous as the ride takes you up the rickety frozen escalator. It's so dark you can barely see your hand in front of your face. You're trying to show your fear because you don't want to look like a wuss in front of the ride, but you can't hold back a whimper when your foot lands on a step that makes a distinctive about to collapse move. Don't be scared. It's okay. I climbed all over this place 1,000 times, and anything that isn't disgrained is sturdy enough. There's no risk of being cold out here because, well, everyone's already been cold. She's gentler towards you than would have expected, giving her a cynical and spiky demeanor. You swallow your fears, reach the top of the escalator, and tell her that it's chill. You just have some horror movie associations. Daria turns and pats you stiffly on the arm. You would never tell her this, but her reassuring manner once she's noticed someone's in distress kind of reminds you of Bronya. And it's worth it when you get to the cool part. Come on. Oh, she's so cool. Shit continues to be dark for a while, then you see some light up ahead. As you get closer to the hall into a food court, and you get the light is moonlight. What? The light is moonlight. Surely a surreal and cold about a decrepit empty food court with a roof caved in. Rubble creeps and plastic food trays are scattered on the floor, and okay, that might be the remains of a troll skeleton. Still wearing mostly disintegrated fast food uniform, which is less cool. Makes you remember this place is abandoned because Condes sent drones here to murder everybody. You want to know the wildest thing about this mall? It seemed like actual adults used to maybe work here. I've gone through a lot of the stores, and some of them are for adult size things. And there's a store for just like shit the drones bring you now. There's army supplies for going off world too. This mall is for adults. It must be really fucking ancient. Jeez, has it really been that long since there were any adults on this planet? Even after all your time on Alternia, that still kind of freaks you out. What was it like to grow up entirely without adults? Do you live on a planet that's nothing but kids? Daria gives you a weird look. What would it have been like to have adults around here too? Sounds way more dangerous and stupid. It's not like we're all regulars. Trolls have to grow out of their mindset pretty fast. People have responsibilities, or the fuck, or at least they pretend to. That's whole training and stuff for Jades. We're basically trapped. Maybe you think that a planet of kids wouldn't mean you could do whatever you want, but I've never had any freedom. And I'll have even less as an adult. Cloistered Jades aren't even allowed to join the Imperial Army, instead we get shipped off to live in isolation. We're banned to contribute genetic material to the slurry, and no paling is allowed once we mature. For some I don't know bullshit old-fashioned reason I pretty much don't understand at all. Then how are J-Bloods born? Well, I guess color theory? Color theory, maybe, I don't know. Well, turning your whole future's decided the second you're hatched. People tell me all the time that I have it as lucky as a jade blood, but I don't feel lucky at all. Oof, yeah, you agree with the riot that the future she describes sounds bleak as hell. Right? It's gonna fucking suck. And so shitty that I have it good. I mean, at least I don't have any certain early death in my future, unlike a lot of low bloods. This system's so fucked up, it's never gonna change, and I hate it here. I just want a way out of it. Maybe when you go back to your home planet, you could take me with you. Oh, Dorai, I love you. The request comes out of left field, and for a few seconds you blink at her stupidly. Even with all the angry blood makeup around her eyes, she just looks so sad. Sad and lost. You wish you had a different answer to give her, but you tell her that you can't take her back to your planet because you don't know how, when, or if you're ever going home. You're trying to not contemplate the future because on the rare occasion that you do let yourself think about it, existential dread tends to take over. Dread. Yeah, that's the word for it. The older I get, the more I realize how shitty things are. I try not to think about it just like you, but it still hits home sometimes, and when it does, I don't feel like angry or rebellious. Instead, I feel completely fucking paralyzed. This too is a familiar emotion for you. You feel for Doraya, who has wandered over to the middle of the food court and staring through the cave in the moons. She has her arms wrapped around her middle, and a spiky Julian jagged haircut and big black boots don't do anything to make her look less small. Wish you knew what to say to make her feel better. You've done a decent job at cheering up dejected trolls in the past, but it's hard when you're feeling so crappy about your own situation. You mutter something about how things could still get better, and you never know what the future looks like, yada yada, and she looks like you, like she just knows how hollow your words are. You sound just like Branya. Next you're gonna tell me how important J-Bloods are and what an honor and responsibility is. Give me a break. Optimism is for chumps and losers. Keeping grubs safe doesn't matter. The continuation of our species doesn't matter. None of us fucking matters. You feel your blood getting hot to match the steel that's now in her voice. A sick part of her finds the train of thought a lot more viscerally satisfying than trying to cheer her up, which doesn't work anyway. You stamp her feet, and so does she. Can't believe anyone bothers trying to carve out a real life in this worthless shithole of a planet. There's no point. We might as well all be cold. In the back of your mind, you know you should be disagreeing with some of this, but you're too worked up to care. Maybe Dora is right. Maybe nothing matters. That's fucking right. Maybe I should just quit. You falter in your righteous fury. Maybe quitting is going a bit far. Maybe the Highbloods that go around causing death and destruction just because they can't have the right idea. But this is starting not to sound too great. What's so great about it? Who cares if I decide I don't want to be a caretaker instead of burn shit down for fun? There's no point in just anything. What does it matter? Who cares? Her hands are boldened to fists and your teeth are bare and she glares at you. You open your mouth and you tell her that you care, even though you probably sound trite, but no words come out. Oh, is this a bad ending? Scoffs and turns away from you, jumps on a crumbly looking cafeteria table. You know what? Fuck this. Friendship is pointless as anything else. She picks up the chairs and you really need to stop being surprised at the strength of the strongest looking trolls. Hurls at the nearest fast food stall. You thought it was a random throw at first, but she was aiming for precision because Crash was taking a food. Oh, yep, we're dying. Anyway, the food connects to the oven. You're not sure how well turning and cooking technology works, but the explosion, small green tinged fireball that knocks you on your ass. You watch in horror as your ass level vantage points the flames lick into the restaurant. On either side, explosions happening around the food court like dominoes. The rice dance on her own table and elevate, uneven as the fire threatens to envelop her. This is probably the only place I actually like on this whole planet. So good riddance. If it's gone, one less thing to care about. With all the dust and debris, the small is coming down fast around you. You desperately want to get Doraya out of here, but desperately want to save yourself more, and Doraya doesn't look like she wants to be saved. You make a feeble attempt going over to her and try to grab her on the wrist to get her out of there, but she kicks you hard in the chest. Her steel-toe comic book sent you flying, and it's once again 0 days since you last broken ribs. You say as pain as you are, still takes you a second lying on the floor in agony before you can push yourself to look back at the food court. A wall of fire now separates you from the tables inside. You can't even see Doraya anymore. Your heart sinks. Maybe she'll come to her senses and pull herself out of danger and escape through the caved-in roof. Maybe she'll get out some other way. You stumble to your feet, thinking that maybe you can find water, extinct fire extinguisher in some part of the small that isn't burning up. But smoke chokes your lungs, and in your panic, your human survival instincts take over. You dash on the excavator tumult, and infrastructure starts to crumble around you. You don't want to abandon Doraya, but it's all you can do to get your own sorry-ass self out of here alive. Game over. That was sad. I sure suck hoodlums. Here's the thing. Your weirdest and best adventures have happened when you decided to spontaneous and just let shit happen. Adventures and coolness are both hard and things to plan. So what are you suggesting, that we just wander? Heard Rice tone makes you hesitate, but well, yes, that's exactly what you're suggesting. Dari gives you a long considering look. You hold your breath, then she shrugs. Okay, sure, whatever. I don't think I have anything better to do. You just go. You meander through the well-maintained cerulean streets heading downtown. That seems like a good opportunity to get your new potential friend, so you start asking her fairly simple questions. How am I? Gee, I don't know. I'm forbidden to leave the stupid cavern just as a jade-blood, and I have to look forward to as life being forbidden to do things. How do you think I am? Okay, you try to walk that one back a little bit. It sounds like Dariah is unsatisfied with the jade blood setup. That's one way to put it. You could also say that I'm unsatisfied with like the whole setup of my species. You've been here for a while now. Don't tell me you haven't noticed every part of our society is transparent bullshit. You glance around because Dariah is right. You've been around for a while, and that means you know enough that the wrong people overhear this kind of talk, you both get cold on the spot. But even when he seems distracted by their own nonsense, cautiously he concede that way. That yeah, you know, it's a certain bullshit aroma. Yep, it all stinks. No one has any kind of real future except for the highest of the high bloods. And actually, I've heard that things pretty much suck for them too. Some might say that purple bloods are the most specific. Isn't it to you not to comment about that one? Instead, you point out that being a jade blood, Dariah has a purpose beyond just growing up becoming fodder for the Imperial Arma, like you've heard every other troll mention. Surely that counts as the real future? Ugh, don't get me started. Suffice to say, I'm not exactly happy about the purpose that I'm supposed to have. Not like the purpose that was arbitrarily assigned to me. Not like I have a choice, and rebelling in any sort of way will put me in real danger of a culling. Life here is pretty much just hopeless. Damn, you wish you had a good counter-argument. I want to give her some words of comfort, but what can you say? Dariah's right. Shit's grim. At least you're honest. Thanks for not bullshitting me. And you know, I never said you were good to talk about the real stuff. I guess she was right. That's, you're surprised that Lena is going to start talking about you, saying positive things even. But you're more surprised that Dariah is bringing her up in a non-derisive context. You didn't know Dariah and Lena were close. No, gross. I hate Lena, and not in a romantic way. I love how they have, the way they have to specify that I don't hate her in a romantic way, or, well, anyway, never mind. Dariah looks embarrassed and flustered and also pissed at you. At least you got the subject away from the hopelessly now, but still, you don't want this friendship to sour. You just get here useless for a tactical object change. You're saved by the footsteps of a neutral approaching. Hi, Tizius! Hi! Damn, I love these two so much. The revolution, damn, they want a revolution, but they were like, fuck, I don't know how to make that happen. Bro, I relate so much. As luck would have it, you know this troll. It's Tizius, which makes sense because you're meandering and has taken you and Dariah close to Tizius' favorite book hive. Oh, it's you. Well, what are you doing here? Never mind, I don't even need to ask. You're obviously making friends with this shapelet. Searching for some dumb shit to do, no doubt. Don't let me keep you up. Tizius looks as exhausted as you are. You don't even want her to go just yet because it's been a while since you've seen her, and you're always eager for an opportunity to catch up with a friend, especially one of less murderous ones. When you notice Dariah entering Tizius' mug of unidentified liquid, you have an idea occurs to you. You get excited, bouncing a little on the balls of your feet as you introduce Tizius and Darius to each other. You try to explain to Tizius what a meaningful look they hope to show interpret correctly, that you and Darius are just conversing about more than just aspects of alterity in society and how hopeless everything seems to be. What do you mean, the more unjust aspects? Does alternative society have aspects that are not unjust? I'm sweeps into studying our legal system, and I haven't found any. Dariah makes a muffled sound that could be a laugh. You make your meaningful look more meaningful. Does Tizius remember the conversation she had with you about justice in a shitty system, the importance of possibly futile work to try and improve things someday? Pissing. Tizius squints at you and takes a long sip of her mug. Right. Yeah, I remember. You have her hands around. Now you're talking. Tizius is one of the few friends you made that seemed to not only notice that shit was fucked, but wanted to dedicate herself into unfucking the shit as much as she could. Of course, many of your deep friends try to make the world a little better in various clumsy, interpersonal, distinctly alternating ways. You think of Jixie striving for her music even when it pits her against high bloods. The baffling but sweet ways of Kanyul and Daljaja and Gallic and Tagora care for each other. In the hate way. And Fozler's commitment to political... Wait, what did you think of that guy? He's a total shill for the content. Fuck, I hate that they made... God, whatever. Anyway, Tiz has a big picture mentality, and because of that, she believes in it, and the simple fact that she hasn't yet completely given up is inspiring. Dariah is struggling with feelings of despair, so maybe Tizius could talk to her about the work she's been doing. Wait, what? No, I'm not struggling. It's whatever. I don't even care. Dariah kicks the ground skillfully. Tizius looks over her eyes lingering on the jade symbol on her shirt and spiky black jewelry, and then sighs. Sure, you don't care. I went through a phase of telling myself that too. I thought it would make easier to deal with. But nah, Tizzy pauses for another mug slurp, and then you think she might be enjoying the opportunity to monologue a little bit. Daria huffs. The only thing that helps, and I'm not even sure that helps is the right word for it, is finding something to work on in your own little corner. So try and make shit less but there's nothing I can do in my corner. It's pointless to pretend anyways. And that goes for everyone. Like, this whole system is designed to help high blood stamp out dissent in every corner. One troll can't do anything against something like that. Tizzy's eyebrows twitches. She stares up at Daria, clearly peeved at being interrupted. This could be going better. Well, no shit. What are you taking me for? I'm not saying that all it takes is standing up and fighting for what's right or something stupid like that. It's obviously a surefire way to get cold. And what are you saying? How do you even know whatever pity little action you're taking will change anything? I can tell you the future, dumbass. No one can give you a guarantee that any kind of action taken will be immediately effective. You have to decide that for yourself. It's worth to try anyway. Why would you think it's worth anything when all around confirms that nothing will ever change? I can't believe you're calling me a dumbass when that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Tina looks like she's about to ready to throw the contents of her mug into Daria's face. Knowing trolls, she'd probably follow up with the mug itself. This is not the conversation you hoped for. You step in before anything else gets more heated. You tell Sizzy that you're sorry and that you didn't flag her down just so she could get ideas to get shit on. You turn to Daria, who is staring at both of you with a defiant look on her face and a stubborn set to her jaw. This kid, she's just so dead set on rebelling against anything or one who tries to tell her anything with the faintest whiff of authority. Really thought that maybe that attitude could be channeled to something productive that will also help her feel better and possibly even get a sense of purpose. You're not mad, just disappointed. Ugh, don't give me that look, okay? I'm just stating my opinion. But I guess I could have been less of a bone bulge about it. Presently surprised that Daria more or less apologized. Rosie looks mollified too. This should just make me so angry. Angry and sad and helpless. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself and I really have to think about it. Bingo, unfortunately. I feel the same way. I don't think there's any getting around the helplessness. But what I was trying to say is that working on something that might help fix things someday makes that feeling a little less powerful. So what you're saying is that something about making yourself feel better? Well, when you put it like that, it sounds bad. I believe I'm working on things that might affect change someday, but even if I'm not around to see it. But also, yeah, most of the time it helps me sleep at night too. You know, Daria's a bit disappointed by this, but she doesn't trust that political rebellion that goes hand in hand with making the rebels feel good about themselves. You point out that whether or not Tizzy feels good about her work doesn't make the work itself any less effective. Yeah, in the end, the universe doesn't care about how I feel. I'm just one troll trying to do the right thing. Or at least the okay thing. For its own sake, even if it might ultimately be futile. What the fuck else are we gonna do on this bitch of an Alternia? Got me there. I'm bored all the time and there really ain't anything cool to do down the couch. I guess during the downtime in my training I could, I don't know, help you out maybe? Not that I would have anything to offer than the book hive and the jade cloisters. Opposite to that might actually help me with my research actually. Give me your number and we can talk. Is it just my initiative or does Tizzy look a smidgen less tired and the bags on her eyes look less baggy and her back a little straighter? And you think the corners of Daria's lips might be slightly curved up. Daria turns into possibly a smile from Tizzy's to you? This was cool, I guess. Or at least not so bad. I don't know if I count or something cool, so I guess we could keep hanging out until more shit happens. You know Daria well enough to recognize this for her ringing endorsement that it is. You're trying to happily agree that Tizzy is pipes up. I'm just heading home from studying, but I'm not tired yet. If I wanted a third wheel to drag along, if you wanted, I could drag along. Three-way friendship combo victory. Nice. Yeah, that was it. Friends. You introduced two kindred souls. God, fucking dunce. Yeah, I'm a dunce. So what? Shut up. Anyway, that was that. I love Daria. Anyway, bye.